Hello guys. This is a different setup than usual. I moved to the other side of the room. I know it's crazy, and I'm holding this hold mic so I can tap it and destroy you guys' ears. But anyway, everybody gives me shit because they're like, "You never clean your room." But this is actually my side of the room. The side of the room that you see is my roommate's, which is usually dirty. But my side of the room completely clear. Although still not making my bed. Fuck you, Spiffy. Anyway, this video, I wanted to just sit down and talk with you guys for a bit, because it's been on my mind a lot, and I feel like my input on this sort of topic can be useful for a lot of people, because I consider myself to be a pretty reflective, informed person. And I think that on topics that are serious like this, I have some input to give. There are a lot of people that have been through it, that don't, I guess, realize everything that happened to them and why it happened, and stuff like that. But anyway, this is it's going to be a pretty difficult video for me to talk about, because I don't typically like to show my weaknesses, whether it be in regular life, just out, or online, on my YouTube channel. I don't really like looking weak, and this is going to make me look weak, and I might get a lot of shit for this. But after seeing Kyler, who is WildX, and Michael Mendoza, both make some videos touching on this topic, I decided that, well, I was really already kind of thinking about it before any of those videos were made, but after those videos were made, it kind of gave me the confidence to come out about this. And there are a lot of celebrities and things like that that often come out about this in hopes that they can help some people out. And I plan to do the same, not to say that I'm any sort of celebrity, but I can reach a few of you guys, and if I can help any of you in any sense, then I want to do that, And I really have not shared much of my actual struggles through life. I've just kind of, put on a happy face and played Minecraft because that's what you guys enjoyed. That being said, I don't care how this is received by people. If this doesn't get any views at all, then I still would have been happy that I shared myself and that maybe I could help at least one person. That's the whole goal of this. I just want to make that clear before I start saying anything about my own experience. And a lot of people are very closeted about this topic because I wouldn't say it's polarizing, but people, it makes you feel weak, and it makes you seem like you did something in order to receive this from the world, I guess, that you are weak, that you that you've done something wrong. But I'm here to kind of say that I don't think that's true, and I have been through it. I have seen the worst of it. But anyway, I'm gonna stop being a used car salesman, and I'm gonna get straight to the point. When I was younger, I was diagnosed with depression, and this happened shortly after my parents got divorced. And your parents getting divorced, it seems like something that would be very easy to get over. It's just your parents splitting up. It's not something that should cause you emotional turmoil, but it caused me a lot of emotional turmoil, and I didn't even see it coming. Almost immediately after my parents got divorced, and I was young. I was about, I don't know, 11, 12. Right after my parents got divorced, I stopped caring about a lot of things that I had cared about before. I stopped wanting to participate in athletics, which I was very involved with before, and I was given to a psychiatrist by my parents. I was given antidepressants, and it didn't really help me very much. I just stayed in bed all day. I didn't want to do much. Just the thought of my parents being separated um, killed me. And I recently, a few years ago, wrote a poem that I was assigned to write for my creative writing class, and I was presenting it. I had finished it up and I was presenting it to class. And while I was reading this poetry, I cried. Like I'm not one who cries very often. And at that point I realized how much that divorce had affected me throughout my whole life, and even to today I still think that divorce would just bringing those feelings back up to the front of my mind. It really affected me. But to skip past that point, I was diagnosed with depression, and I soon after that kind of happened. Um, I would see therapists all the time, and I would take pills all the time and all this stuff. And at some point, I just stopped that, and I continued with my life regularly, um, semi-regularly, not really. Um, but about freshman, sophomore, just throughout all of high school, um, I I first the first kind of burst of a depressive episode kind of happened freshman year of college after my very first girlfriend and I had broken up, and from there, not only was I not getting out of bed, I just did not want to do anything with my life. I didn't want to go to school. I didn't want to accomplish anything. Um, I also was not eating, like eating at all. Like I would try to get even like a spoon of peanut butter or something small down my throat, and it just felt like slime. Like I could not, like it was just like my throat was so congested that I couldn't get any food down my throat, and it almost hurt to eat. And at that point I lost too much weight, and I began to be like this very skinny, frail freshman in high school, um, because of all these all these feelings, and I feel that the fact that my depression kind of triggered because of my parents' divorce, that romance and things regarding love and things like that are always the ones that kind of trigger me into a depressive episode. Anything involving romantic feelings or things like that. So it's very difficult for me to have any sort of romantic relationship as a result of all this. So the even now, the past few years, I haven't really been able to get into a relationship without feeling very bad about it, and very paranoid about it. So it results in me being like clingy, and me just not handling a relationship very well. So for the past 2-3 years, I've completely avoided it because of that. Well, I wouldn't say the past 2-3 years, 1 to 2 years. Um, so I mean, people who ask me if I have a girlfriend and things like that, that is almost at the forefront of the reason why. It's not really conscious to me, but it's definitely there. Um, but a lot of these depressive episodes have led to more than me just not eating. There have been points in my life where I have had like a knife pointed like at my heart, and I just want to say that even though that stuff has happened to me, I've still been able to get through it. Um, and that particular, I've twice tried to overdose on pills, and I've like had a knife in my hand ready to do it, but both times I've stopped myself. Um, and I'm happy that I did. And honestly, the best remedy for me has been exercise and diet, really. Like, none of these antidepressants really helped me as much as a regular remedy as simple as exercising every day and eating in the best way possible, for me, have helped me become a more healthy, more productive person, and also to just get my mind off of things. Well, not off of things, but more to be so busy that I have no time to really think negatively. And also, I guess this is kind of the weak way of doing it, but I've also completely avoided relationships, at least this first year of college, while I'm trying to be productive. Um, but yeah, I just wanted to make this video to share my story with you guys, and hopefully to have anyone who can relate. And if you are going through depression right now, um, do not let it fester. Do not let it fester inside of you, because as long as you leave it untreated, and as long as you do not talk to anyone, you do not exercise, you do not get out of your depressive episode, it's going to fester. It's going to get bigger and bigger and bigger until you can't handle it anymore, and you just want to leave the world. And I got to that point at one point in my life, and from there I sought help, and I realized that I just needed to make myself stick to a strict schedule as far as sleep goes, as far as nutrition goes, and as far as exercise goes. A big one too is sleep. Like, I would sit in my bed all day and I could not get out of bed. Like, I could not bring myself to like face the world, if that makes sense. I don't know if it does, but I still have some issues with sleep as far as that goes. But I'm currently trying hard to fix that. It kind of affects my classwork a bit. The fact that like can't get out of bed and can't face the world. But I don't even know if I'm gonna post this video. But if I do, thank you guys for watching. I just kind of wanted to share my story with everybody. And please, if you want, share your own stories in the comment section. I will respond to who I can, who I can bear to. But please do talk to somebody. Do try to improve your life if you're going through any sort of mental illness. 26% of Americans fall under a psychological diagnosis in any given year. So do not feel like you are alone. There are lots of us out here who have been through this, who are currently facing this. So yes, this is just me talking to you guys. Hopefully this will incite something positive in the community. If you want to give me hate for being weak or having depression, go ahead. You're just a worse person. You're just showing yourself that you're a way worse person than I am, or anyone really. If you're willing to make fun of somebody for a mental illness, then you really need to rethink your life. But thank you guys for watching. I'll see you.